That was great timing because it didn't go live, and then we just sat there and watched it. We'll watch it one more time. Neen, you'll just watch it. All right, here we are.
Here we are. Hey, everyone.
We're here. Welcome to the live launch of Neen Cohen's Cold as Hell. It is, in most parts of the world, the parts that matter. It is now the 31st of May.
Yeah, the timing thing makes it a little difficult. Okay, the dog is really excited to say hello.
Special guest.
Keen. Okay, get down now. All right.
If we forget about America, it's the 31st of May everywhere. So yeah. That's good. Right. So people in the States, you're going to have to wait a little bit to download this onto your Kindle. But I just got a notification saying that it's on my Kindle now, which is great.
Oh, yay!
I have so many copies of this book.
Now you have the official one.
I have the official one, yeah. That's great. So welcome to the live launch of Neen Cohen's Cold as Hell. We're very excited at Breaking Rules Publishing to bring this to you. Anyone that's listening, you can download the book right now if you're in the 31st of May. Although Neen has got signed copies of the book. So if you want a signed copy of it at the paperback, get in touch with Neen and she will sort you out with that. We will also be giving away a free copy of Lost Lore and Legends from Breaking Rules. All you need to do with that is just leave any comment whatsoever. So it can just be a single word, a single letter. It can just be Neen's name. Just write Neen's name. Anything, and you'll be entered into the draw. So just leave us a comment and you'll be entered into that. My dog has just thrown itself off the couch and it's still asleep on the floor. So Neen, how excited is it? So it's been the 31st of May for you for a few hours, obviously. So
yeah, it has. It has. It's just after 9 a.m. here in Australia. Yeah, it's been a little surreal. It's exciting, and I'm not sure it's quite hit yet that it's really out there, that people can really start reading it and letting me know what they think, which is exciting and a little scary. But I am really excited to be sharing Open Fields and to be sharing Addie with everyone. So it's a very, very big day.
Yeah. So when did you start writing this book?
I started writing Cold as Hell in, I think it was like November 2019. So it's been a while. So I remember I started writing it and it went on lots of different iterations. If anyone has been watching my my fun facts countdown, originally it was actually going to be set with lizard people. Yeah, so it's taken on so many different ideas and iterations, and the first time I actually felt like Addie spoke to me and actually really started to find out who she was, I think was about January or February 2020. Okay. And then from there, I realized that the lizard people were just not going to work. And because I really like origin stories, it was all about how this town came to be. And that never changed. That's still a lot of what Cold as Hell is now. I'm so sorry. This dog is going crazy. So that's kind of how Open Fields came to be.
Okay. And you have been doing fun facts throughout the week.
I have.
Which I have stolen from you. And just again, as a reminder for anyone who's just tuned in, if you just leave us any kind of comment whatsoever, obviously if you've got any questions for Neen as well, leave any questions about Cold as Hell, and she will be doing a reading from it very soon. But I will leave a comment and you get entered into a draw, which we'll be doing later on for a free copy of Lost Lore and Legends from Breaking Rules Europe. So you've been doing these facts. So is there any facts that you didn't get around to?
Oh.
Tell people about.
None that wouldn't spoil the ending. So, like I said, I like origin stories, but if I spoke too much about, I had to keep thinking about the facts that I would share, because a lot of my research and stuff would ruin the ending for everyone. So you'll just have to read it, and then once you've read it, I'm more than happy to talk about how I got to that ending. But yeah, so unfortunately, no, I don't think so.
Well, I'm sure if you think of something, you can let us know.
Yeah.
So you've obviously, you worked on this for quite some time now. Do you have any ideas for something to follow Cold as Hell that's set in the with the same characters?
Sort of. I'm getting there. Yes, I do have some ideas. They're just very fledgling at the moment. But I do have some ideas that will see a deeper relationship going on with some of the characters. And I can't say too much because
because obviously it's because not all the characters in the book survive as well.
No.
Which is how would you describe Cold as Hell? What's the genre and that, give us like maybe not the blurb, but give it from your point of view. What is the book about?
All right, so the book for me, it's urban dark fantasy. It's magic in a world that in so many other ways is a world that we can all understand and recognize, institutional, and just trying to find yourself in amongst, like, it's a coming of age story, really, where Addie is trying to figure out who she is and why she is where she is, and why she's letting her life be kind of controlled by other people more than anything. Yeah. Hopefully, does that answer it?
Maybe.
The genre, yeah, it's dark fantasy, and I love the magic. I love magic systems, and I love a good bit of gore and
Yes.
a bit of darkness going in there.
So, what was your favourite part of the process of writing this book? Before you read from it.
My favorite part, honestly, was figuring out the relationship between the two main characters and seeing how their dynamics change and develop, and how, as they get to know each other, we learn more about each of them. I love the human side of things, the psychological, figuring out why people do what they do. So I always really love that.
Yeah, I love the story. I think it's great.
Thank you.
I love the characters as well. And what's been great, what I've really enjoyed about it is the scene that with the reviews that it's been getting. There's a whole range of things that people like about it. It's not just the same thing that people like. It's always different aspects of it. That must be very satisfying for you.
It is. It's absolutely blown me away. The different things that people have taken from it and really enjoyed, because having worked on this for so long, I honestly thought I'd be sick of it. You hear other writers who've worked on things for so long, they're over it, and I'm more in love with it now than I ever have been. I think it's just the best iteration of this book, and I can't wait to actually look at writing more. So I think it's really rich, and the fact that different people have picked up on different things is just, Very satisfying. Like I've done something right. Yay!
So, without any further ado, you're going to read from the prologue of the book, which was a late addition to the story as well. That's a fact there for you as well.
Yes.
So before I do that, anyone watching, please say hello. You get entered into a competition for a copy of Lost Lore and Legends that Neen isn't in, but she would have been if she knew that the call was on. We were talking about it before we went on.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so there'll be a free copy for someone. We'll do a draw of it later on. So any comments or any questions for Neen, just keep them coming. And Neen is going to read from the prologue if I can remove myself from the stream without breaking everything. This is the first time. Michelle at Erie River, she always gets very nervous when she does this bit. This is my first time doing it, so anyway, good luck.
Thanks.
And here is the prologue.
Hey everyone, so this is the prologue for Cold as Hell. You get the first time I've ever read it out, so hopefully I won't stumble too much on it. All right. No more pushing books around that bloody library. Michaela nodded, convinced she'd made the correct choice. If I see you again, Open Fields, it'll be too soon. Maybe I'll head to Brisbane. It's only 200 miles away. Only. Long shards of light stretched across the town in pinks and oranges, fading into bruises of purple and black. The fingers of light pulled away as the sun slipped further behind the buildings and sank over the horizon. As night claimed its time, Michaela Smith took a deep breath and stepped over the boundary of the town and out into the big wide world. The sign that screamed in large red letters that she was leaving Open Fields and to come back soon wasn't the only indicator of this bold step. One moment her steps were cushioned against a soft carpet of moist and nutrient-rich grass. The next, dead, dry crunching beneath the soles of her shoes. 3 steps, and Michaela paused. She closed her eyes, waiting. Liquid lightning continued to run beneath her skin, and she reached her mind out toward the surrounding earth. Brown blades swelled and softened around her black, thick-soled boots. The magic lingered there. She could feel it just as strongly as in town. She smiled, and hope bloomed inside of her chest. A few more steps? Michaela muttered to herself. She had decided she was saying goodbye to the magic to sate her wanderlust. But the magic was supposed to end at the town sign. It was what they had all been taught, what she had always known. Green, luscious grass cradled her steps, the magic fizzing out of her, feeding her surroundings like static raising the hair on her body when she dragged her feet through the carpet in the town, the hub of all Open Fields activity. She gasped as a shadow, tall and featureless, detached from the ragged shrubs at the side of the road. Hello? Michaela's voice cracked, her heart speeding beneath her chest. The shadow moved toward her, smooth and soundless. Her breath caught, her heart pounded fast, the magic raced to an aching pulse beneath her skin. She turned back toward the safety of her town. The spotless sign beckoned. Welcome to Open Fields. Run. The shadow's presence, black and sharp like metal on the back of her tongue, slowed her steps. Michaela had never been in quicksand, but she had an inclination of what that might now feel like. Beads of sweat collected on her forehead as she forced a step toward home and safety. With trembling legs and aching arms, she collapsed to the soft ground of promise inside the sign and boundaries of Open Fields. Her breath swayed the green grass in front of her, and tears stung the corners of her eyes. The night noises of the town were drowned out by the roar of blood in her ears, while her nose filled with the richness of wet dirt and summer heats. Time was irrelevant. It had been 10 minutes or 2 hours when Michaela pushed herself to her feet. Spider legs of anxiety creeping up her spine, she turned around. She had to know. Using the edge of the town sign to keep her throbbing legs from collapsing beneath her weight, she stared out past the town and its safety. Michaela saw nothing. No detached shadows or spikes of adrenaline raising the hairs on the back of her neck. If she could, she would have put it down to her overactive imagination. But she was born and bred in Open Fields. Michaela wasn't delusional. She knew the touch of magic all too well. With a small shake of her head, a shudder in her shoulders, and a small laugh that sounded like a scream in this dark stillness. She turned around, back to her town. The scream choked in her throat. The shadow stood in front of her, inside of open fields. No. The word came out, small and rough. The black cowl that covered the head nodded slowly up and down. Death? The Grim Reaper? He doesn't belong in open fields. He has no power here. But the cowed figure stepped forward, the blades of grass parting to the pressure of his boots. Not death. Hands, pale and soft in the moonlight, reached toward Michaela. Run. Before she could move a step, her legs gave way as coldness washed over her. It started in her hair and splashed down her neck. It froze the breath in her lungs and turned her stomach into sharp-tipped icebergs. Life and color drained from the surrounding grass, the blades turning brown as her fingers trembled and reached for them. Not Death stepped forward, and those fingers fluttered down and lifted Michaela's chin until she was looking into the dark depths of the hood. Unshed tears pricked at her eyes as the hands cradled her head, palms warm against her skin. The roar of blood screamed in her ears, and Michaela didn't notice the stillness of the world around her, the silencing of life. With a strength the softness belied, the hands tightened, and with a sharp jerk, snapped Michaela's neck. The shadow watched, waiting until the body crumpled into pure stillness before scooping it up into powerful arms that shone pale beneath the shifting cloak. Death had arrived in open fields. Ta-da! That's the prologue.
I love that prologue. It's great. Well done.
Thank you.
Super. So, again, for anyone that hasn't got it yet, this is where you can download it. You can download it onto your book right now. You can order a paperback from this link as well. Or you can send Neen a message and ask her to send you a signed one, which would be fantastic. So, we have some comments. We'll go through some of the comments. And again, like anyone who puts the name down, you'll get put into the draw for a copy of Lost Lore and Legends, which Neen Cohen is not in. But she wanted to be, and she is in spirit.
Absolutely.
So, hi Chris, good afternoon.
Hi Chris.
Very good. So Drew Starlin himself, who has got a new book out, Sentinel, which is brilliant. If anyone's not read that yet, you should definitely read it. And I think he also has signed copies for sale as well at the moment. So if you're looking for a lot of signed copies, there's quite a few people with them at the moment that are looking.
Yeah. And I promise, Drew, I'm getting there. I'm halfway through it.
Okay, so Drew, he says, do you have a personal favourite or least favourite character in the book? I could probably guess who your least favourite character is, but who?
Yeah. I actually, my least favourite character, I want to say Mr. Jenkins, but he doesn't affect me. I get more affected by Billy. She was my least favorite character to write.
Okay.
But my personal favorite was actually Tala.
Right. Yeah.
Tala, Tala, I absolutely love. I think she was the most fun to write, the most fun to pull out and just discover more of. Here's a fun fact. I actually wrote a short piece on backstory of Tala. I would actually love to write Tala's backstory in more depth, but I'm looking into those things. But yeah, she was absolutely my favorite character, and still is my favorite character.
Yeah, she's cool. I like her too.
Yeah.
I like her a lot too. As Brandy says hi to two of my favourite people. I think she's talking to you about you and the dog, I think.
Yeah. Hey, Brandy. Thanks for joining.
Chris Banner. Hi, Chris again. What was the hardest aspect of this world to build?
She knows I don't like world building. That's just me and Chris, though. I actually do love world building, but I love it because it's hard for me. It's a challenge for me. The hardest aspect for me was to think about the powers the magic that's there, trying to find the weaknesses, making sure that it wasn't just all powerful. There had to be, if it's all powerful, then why aren't they ruling the world? For me, it was really hard to find what the kryptonite for people, for the magic, for all that is. And to make sure that it wasn't something that could just be completely used and take over the world. So for me, that was the hardest thing for me to remember as I was writing and to really develop.
Okay, fair enough. That is tricky though, because you want it to be powerful, but you don't want it to be you don't want it to be like infallible either. You need to have some kind of stakes to it.
Yes, exactly.
I think you did it really well. I think you did it really well. I think you got there with it. So we're going to go through more of the comments and some more of the questions, but after we've got through this list, we'll be doing the draw for the copy of Lost Lore and Legend. So don't forget to put a comment in if you're just watching and you've not done yet. Speaking of which,
Alicia.
Yeah, hi. There's me. Hello, me. Can't wait for the return to this world of yours. There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well done. Yeah, thank you. I did it. I didn't mess it up yet. That's right. Cut it out. Love the prologue. This is not the prologue. The prologue is great. I really like the prologue. I think it perfectly sets up the story.
And yes, David, you're right. Fun fact: the prologue was actually the last thing that was written.
Yep.
So, yeah.
It's good. Signed copies of everything for everyone. Yes. Yes. Chris Banner also says yes. So we like Tala and we don't like Billy. That's right. I think that comes across when you read the book, though. I think.
Yeah. There's no surprise there.
Yeah, your disdain for Billy comes across.
Oh, good.
It came across more in the first draft because you did a little bit of work there to kind of smooth her out a little bit, but I think in the first draft, the disdain that you had for her came across very, very strong.
Oh, yeah. She's more sympathetic now. Like, I can kind of understand her a bit more now, but I still, yeah. I think I've known too many Billies. I think that's the problem.
We've all known too many Billies, haven't we? Okay, Drew again, one more question. I should know this, but do you know if this is going to be a series and how many installments are you asking? I'm interested in this too.
Oh, really? Okay, it was never... When it was originally written, it was written with the idea that I wanted it open that I could write more if I wanted, but there's never been any set, I want this to be a series or anything, but the more I've gotten to love it, the more, yes, I believe there will be more. I just haven't worked out yet whether it will be a few more or how many there'll be. But it's definitely on my radar. It's on my little board to look at getting more from Cold as Hell.
Yeah, I think the thing is with this as well, like not to give any kind of spoilers away. There is obviously there's room for sequels, but I think there's room for prequels as well, and spin-offs, let's say, as well. Not just even just a straight sequel. You could just go sideways and do something else.
Yeah, well, I never really thought of it so much as a sequel originally. It was more there are other stories to be told around this same world, other people. But because I love Tala so much, I kind of want to write her prequel.
Yes, yeah. And on that note, Chris Wilson, she loves the world building in this, making a great job of making it real.
Thank you.
It's true. Alicia wants to know what's next for you, Neen.
What's next for me? I am currently working on a different series for Erie River Publishing. That is my Fang Ripper Chronicles. The first one, The Void, I'm in editing fun at the moment with that. other than that, it's just trying to, because the Fang Ripper Chronicles, I believe, that's a trilogy. So that's a lot of work to go into that. Other than that, I think it looks like I'm going to be working more on Cold as Hell prequels and sidequels and all the rest.
Yeah, that's right. We've got a big question from Harry Navarro. Hello, Harry. How's it going? It's hiding your face, actually. I'm going to have to take this question off in a second. It's like half of your face on this. So you say you like a splash of gore. In many submission calls, there are many restrictions on what is doable regards gore, sexual content, and violence. This is generally directed at sexual violence against children. My personal writing draws directly from this sad well. What is your take on this in regard to how far we should mine our own personal experiences?
Whoa. I totally understand why the submissions do limit that. There's a lot of triggering things that can happen, especially when it comes to any kind of sexual violence. I think it depends on the story. And as for mining my own personal experiences, everything I write has something from my personal experience. But because it is fiction, it's something that you've got to decide for yourself. And depending on whether you're writing for a publisher, what limits they want as well. But what you're comfortable with needs to be a priority too. If you don't want to mine that well, then don't mine it. If that is what keeps coming out, then I guess you just need to find the right audience and the right publisher in relation to it. I'm not a big fan of sexual violence, but I have read books that have it, and I have to say that I really appreciate those books that do have the sensitivity warning sort of thing at the start, so that people have that choice to decide whether they're in the right headspace to be able to have potential triggers, I guess.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Good question too. And I think unless you kill every single character and drop a nuclear bomb on the world, you can keep they're probably going to cut the series going as long as you want. I can't believe he knows the ending for this book.
I know. I'm like, spoiler, Drew.
No, man. Alicia, the good thing about spec fiction is that having everyone killed off is no barrier to them still being involved and having back in the
Very true.
Yeah. Sidequels, I love it. Yeah.
I have to say, I stole that term from one of my favorite authors. She's got a sidequel coming out, and one of her fans actually wrote out, because she was saying, "Oh, it's not really a sequel," and they said, "So it's a sidequel," and I've kind of adopted it. I love the term.
Yeah, it's a good term, and they're great as well. I like sidequels. Like, it's sometimes like a character just. You might be doing something or reading something and a character just stands out, and it's like, well, there could be some other story with them that's completely unrelated to this. What's going on? But it's their story.
You want more of them. You want to know how they got to be here and what they do after. So, Absolutely.
Too much gore just takes me out of the story. Yeah, can do for me. Okay, so we're going to do the draw into this here Star Wars of Star Wars, The First Order. All right, so I tell you what, if it comes out being Tim Mendes, it's definitely a fix, seeing as he's not him. But you never know. You never know. He could have just broke into my house and stuck his own name in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the winner is Alicia.
Yay!
So if you just drop us, so if you send us a message here at Breaking, so if you go on to Breaking Rules Europe, send us a message with your details and we'll get a copy of Lost Lore and Legends posted out to you, wherever in the world you may be. I'm guessing Australia.
Yeah. Congrats, Alicia.
Which is handy because we can print them in Australia. So.
Yes.
And she's score is good, it's not produced, and also she's happy about it. So here it is again for people that want to get the link. If you just want to write that down, I'll grab over it. I'll just look for it, Cold as Hell, on Amazon. You can get it on. It's available on everything. It's not just on Amazon as well. We can get it on Book Depository, Barnes and Noble, all different kinds of places. Neen, I'm so pleased that you came with us with this book. I think it's a great book. It's a great debut. I'm really hopeful that we'll get some more out of it. So, what is the one thing that, for people that are going to read Cold as Hell, that you would like to take away from this?
Oh, that's a hard one. You had to end with a hard one, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Basically, there is no black and white. There's a lot of grey. And that's okay.
Yeah.
That everyone has, warring sides inside of them. Hey, Jazz.
And last word, Chris Bennett. Such a great read. Highly recommend it. Me too.
Thank you.
Not only because I read this a long time ago, so I've seen it change over the last year or so, and I'm very, very proud of it for you as well. I think it's a really good book. So hopefully people love it. And say you can download it, you can get it off all these different places. But if you really want a copy, the best place to get one is from Neen herself. She can send you a paperback signed copy. All right, so get in touch with her. That's it. Thank you very much for coming on, Neen.
Thank you so much, and thank you everyone for jumping on and listening to me read out loud.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining us. And here is the little book trailer one last time, and that is us for the night. So good night for us. For people that are in Europe, good night. And everywhere else, have a nice day.
Have a great day.